opposition politician Miguna has arrived at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, Nairobi, after a 6-week stay in Canada where he had been deported to. His Emirates flight TK-19 touched down at the airport at 2:30 p.m. where he was received by his lawyers. Miguna's lawyer Cliff Ombadi says Sus had been asked to surrender his Canadian passport, to which they declined. The fiery lawyer was deported to Canada on February 6, 2018 after his dramatic arrest for his role in the January 30 controversial swearing-in of Raila Odinga as the people's president. However, his return now further throws into the spin his relationship with Raila Odinga, as he criticized his truce deal with President Uhuru. According to Miguna, the reconciliatory meeting was meant to turn Kenya into an authoritarian rule as it only served the few elites at the expense of many suffering Kenyans. Raila's unilateral, irrational and erratic decision to betray the fight for electoral justice, the culture of impunity and the abuse of human rights cannot be justified, he stated. Since his deportation, Miguna embarked on a rigorous drive to meet Kenyans in the diaspora, discussing various issues with them including dual citizenship, while also promising to pursue the struggle to fight electoral injustice in the country. He has made appearances on countless online forums and radio stations in Canada, US and Europe advancing his NRM agenda. After Miguna's arrest, he was locked up incommunicado for 5 days, shifting between police stations in Kiambu and Kajiado before his February 6 deportation despite a court injunction against the same. His lawyers put the spirited fight against his deportation. On February 26, Justice Chakamwata ordered his return to Kenya and suspended the state's declaration that he was a prohibited immigrant. The High Court judge further suspended the cancellation of Miguna's passport by the immigration boss Major General, RTD, Gordon Kaihalangwa. During the petitioner's first re-entry into Kenya, the chairperson of the Kenya National Human Rights Commission be allowed access to the immigration and customs clearance areas at the port of petitioner's re-entry in order to observe the extent of the respondent's observance of the relevant constitutional human rights and immigration laws applicable to the petitioner's rights to re-enter Kenya, ordered Justice Mwata. On March 12, Court of Appeal judges Roseline Nambai, Patrick Kige and Kathleen Ominatai ruled against the government's appeal to stop his return. When his counsel Jmaz Orengo announced Miguna's return on Saturday, he said they were satisfied with efforts made by the government to facilitate his return.